What's going on, Tech Feed? Welcome back to another episode of TechnoBuffalo's Driven. This week, we are not on the streets. We are back in the office with a ton of car news. We're going to talk about some of the crazy things the Fisker executives did with the cash the government gave them, how much money they were losing per car, and they'll finally add up as to why they are going belly up. We're going to talk about BMW's ever-expanding automotive line and their new 4 Series of cars, and we'll talk about some wireless charging for your electric car. Kind of cool. This is TechnoBuffalo's Driven. I'm your host, John Rettinger. Let's get started. Alright, so let's begin with the big daddy story of the week, Fisker. So anyone who follows the car industry knows that things at Fisker are bad. It's like really bordering on the side of death. Like head over the curb, blood dripping out, bad. The extent though of management opulence and where they spent their dollars are finally starting to filter out thanks to a Reuters article that says the company is losing $35,000 per car sold, all while partying on a yacht in Monte Carlo. So they're losing $35,000 per car for a car that starts at $108,000. So that number comes from, and I quote, internal financial statements and interviews with former Fisker executives, Reuters reports, quoting a former executive saying the luxury plug-in hybrid costs far more to produce than we could ever charge for it. All told, between 2008 and 2012, Reuters estimates Fisker lost $1 billion, which is just a ton of money, $1 billion. So there's a ton worth reading in the article, and I'll link it right down below in my pants region. But some of the highlights include how Karma's pretty cool looking forward-placed exhaust, which hurt the vehicle's performance and was just frankly too freaking loud, was fixed using, and I quote, pizza box that cost millions extra. So you take that, you throw in salaries of around $600,000 to $700,000 for co-founders Henrik Fisker and Barney Kohler, even while Fisker was laying people off. And you have recipe for super not succeeding. So here's just a taste, just a little glimpse of what Reuters has to offer. So according to them, this is all quotes, in May 2011, the company co-sponsored a pre-race Grand Prix party aboard a 146-foot yacht moored in Monte Carlo harbor. Guests drank glasses of champagne served with flecks of gold. Clad in dark pinstripe suit and open neck white shirt, Henrik Fisker navigated a crowd that included Prince Albert of Monaco, who he described as the inspiration for the Karma. The Monaco weekends, according to several sources familiar with the event, cost Fisker between $80,000 and $100,000. That wasn't lavish by automotive standards, but at this point, every penny mattered to the company. Within weeks, the energy department stopped payments on its loan. So it goes to show you where the money was going. And sitting there in Monte Carlo harbor in a black suit, drinking champagne with specks of gold in it, seems like a Bond villain thing to do. And at that point, you're just stealing money from the taxpayers. They paid so much money out to this company, which really delivered very few cars. Estimates say between 2,000 and 3,000, so 2,500-ish cars. They sold the government a bill of baloney, claiming they are going to sell 15,000 cars annually. And hearing stories like this, it's really disappointing. We had an awesome opportunity to go to Fisker's headquarters, to go to Anaheim and see what they had, and unfortunately all the people we met there have all been laid off, and the company is just really holding on by a thread, and probably by the time you watch this may already be bankrupt. So sad to see that happen. Alright, let's go from a company that didn't do so well to a company that has been pretty much rocking it for the better part of 100 years. BMW. So they are about to get all kinds of confusing with their lineup. Up until Friday, you could very easily get a 3 Series coupe, convertible, or sedan. It made sense, right? It's been that way for years. Well, the 3 Series sedan has been left all alone by its former stablemates. Let me introduce you to the 4 Series, which despite some fancy side intakes and fender work, still looks like its former self, which means it's still pretty damn hot. So BMW's gone on for the 4 Series coupe in 3 different trim lines: luxury sport and M Sport. Much like the 3 Series range, the luxury line focuses more on overall amenities and upscale appearances, while the Sport and M models are meant to offer the most driver-focused set of equipment with slightly more aggression outside. 18-inch and 19-inch wheels also going to be available on all models, and M Sport models, now M Sport, not M, at least yet, and a whole raft of equipment including better suspension, tuning, upgraded brakes to make the whole package a bit more exciting on the road. Cabin doesn't look really all that different at all from the outgoing 3 Series, incorporating the same suite of technologies, goodies, and other creature comforts that's offered in kind of a ton of different hues. So let me wrap that up and tell you what's going on. So the 3 Series, you can now only get in a sedan, no more coupe and convertible. If you want the coupe, you gotta go to the 4 Series, which is going to go on sale later this summer. BMW's already confirmed that the pricing is gonna start at a pretty hefty $41,425, that's including destination, for the 428i coupe, an increase of $1,650 versus the 328i sedan. From there, there's a 428i xDrive that rolls in at 46,000 and some change, 435i that starts at 43,000 and some change, and the range-topping 435i xDrive is going to set you back almost 49 large. So you can see what the car looks like. It's a beautiful looking car, but it's very different to see what BMW's done with their lineups. It's just kind of crazy to see all the changes that they've done over the years. And now the 3 Series Coupe, a stalwart of the lineup, is now gone. So if you ask me, this lineup expansion makes little to zero sense, but I ain't running BMW. The rumors are true though, they're not done yet, looking to do the same thing to the US lineup of the 1 Series, should either be taken over or split with the soon to be announced 2 Series. So proving that people love to count, we'll end up with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. BMW 850, is it ready to make a comeback? I'm hoping so, with the flippy little headlights. It's kind of a cool car. But we are hearing rumors though that 8 Series might finally show itself on the coming years. Alright, so from the gas guzzling, let's go to the not really gas using. So do you have a Leaf or a Volt, but just don't want to plug the damn thing in? Heck, even my electric toothbrush uses inductive charging. Why can't my electric car? Well, Germany-based Bosch is hoping they've got the answer, and they're installing wireless charging stations at the home of Nissan and Volt drivers for about $3,000 each, implying that a wireless system is going to be worth about $2,500 in convenience compared to cord system. So I don't know, wireless charging in cars, it looks pretty cool. Bosch's Automotive Services installation of the 240 volt station, which will be made by Evitron, which is a pretty stalwart of the company, will include a wall unit, floor charger, and vehicle adapter. The system allows wireless induction charging between a floor pad and the vehicle adapter. Bosch Power Mac recently announced a conventional home charging system that costs $449. They also say it's developing wireless charging systems for other models as well, and is offering financing options if that's too much money for you. So wireless charging is kind of freaking cool for a car. They come in, they go to your garage, they put the pad in, you pull your car over, it tells you where you are, and you're pretty much done. But plugging in is not that big of a hassle. I'd rather save the $3,000. But showing that these cars can be retrofitted for inductive charging does give you a bit of faith and perhaps a sneak peek into what companies might be doing in the future. Perhaps inductive charging in roads that are being developed, perhaps in garages, which will make charging your car way, way, way easier. But at least for now, it's a really cool proof of concept brought to life. If I was a Volt driver, if I drove a Leaf, I'd consider it. But for that price point, I'd rather just plug it in like a normal person does with their electric car. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Not like it? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments right down below in the what have you. Thank you guys for watching the episode of TechnoBuffalo's. Be sure to subscribe right here to the tech feed for the latest, greatest tech news from your favorite YouTubers. I am John Rettinger. I'll see you in the next video.